like two part of money saved. One is like business setup costs, like a business, no kidding, it's gonna take money. Hi YouTube, Constance here from the Sunny Club. So a little bit about myself. I have started and exited my own creative marketing agency in my early 30s and am currently starting a second business to empower people to pursue their dreams. So in this channel, I'm going to share with you business tips and habits that will get you where you want. So before I get into this, I want to say I'm almost overqualified to talk about fear and loneliness because I just moved out alone and I work from home all the time alone, and I am starting this business bootstrap style, meaning like entirely alone, and also I've ended like a long-term relationship. So I guess that gives me the authority to talk about like fear and loneliness. So I think the biggest thing for me is having no one to report to. Interestingly, yes. Because a lot of the efforts that you put in, you might not see an immediate result. So sometimes you really like question yourself if you've made the right decision, because no one will tell you what is right or wrong. So the second thing is that you might feel really isolated and disconnected because you might not have a lot of like entrepreneur friends, and you might be like working from home like me. So like you don't have a lot of people to bounce back your ideas back and forth. The third thing is like when I go to networking events, or like I go to a talk, I always feel that it's super formal and everyone is like super put together, super successful, especially like the speaker. And I'm Canadian, like I'm super laid back and chill. And sometimes I really feel like I don't know anything and I don't vibe with them and I don't fit in. So that are the three things that can be really scary. So how do you prepare yourself when you feel like you're ready to embark on this entrepreneurial, like scary yet rewarding journey ahead? Because like I am starting the second time, and like the first time around it was really difficult because I don't have a business degree and I'm like learning everything by experience. So the second time, like I have a lot of good advice to give. Is to like really like read a lot of the like good business books. And one of the things that really like changed me is like a mindset shift. So I learned this story from Carrie Green. She is a famous like female entrepreneur. I will put a link down below so you can like learn more later. She talked about this story that I find really inspiring. So imagine yourself in a room, and in the middle of the room there's this box. Inside the box is you, like your dead body. You're dead. So people are coming to your funeral, and like, what do you want people to say about you? Like, what kind of life have you lived? Like, this is it. This is the only life that we have. You have only like one chance to create the dream life of your own. So, do you think you're living it right now? So I think like that really gets me thinking, what if it works? What if it all works, right? What if like you're only gonna take like this like half a year to prepare for your best year ahead, and it really goes well? I think like that's like a really like profound mindset shift that gets me going. The second thing that I feel like not a lot of people talk about online is the money part. I think you have to really know how much you spend each month. So have like two part of money saved. One is like business setup costs, like a business, no kidding, it's gonna take money. Even if you're just like selling things online or like selling digital products, there is gonna be website hosting. You might have to like buy books, like take courses. So like it's gonna take money, and you have to save up for a business course, and also up to 6 months to a year of like personal savings for your expense. So you have this like peace of mind, right? So like the third thing is commitment. So really like ask yourself like how much are you willing to give up um, in pursuit of what you want? Say for example, are you willing to shop less? Are you willing to eat out less? Perhaps like pack your own lunch. So in my case, like a worst case, I might have to move back with my parents, and that's totally fine with me. It's just something I am okay with, right? So think about the worst case scenario. Are you going to have to live off the street? I guess like most of us, is the answer is no. So like prepare for the worst, have like a best case and base case scenario. Moving on to the next part is the loneliness. It's a real thing, I tell you. Right now, I have a business mentor, and okay, I tell you, it's a game changer. Um, Especially if you're breaking into a new industry like me. I am currently like running an online business, which is like very different from the surface industry which I used to be in. So especially if you're breaking into a new industry, I would definitely recommend having a business mentor. There are a lot of them online. Um, I think a good thing that very interesting thing that I looked at is the personality of that coach, the vibe that she gives off. I love to work with someone that pushes me, but is also really kind. Yeah, like so like I feel like I'm really like clicking with my business mentor, and she has been guiding my way and helping me out a lot. And the second tip would be consider going into a co-working space. A hot desk is not usually that expensive. Like having people around, even if you're not talking to them and if you're not like know all of them, it's actually good for your mental health. Yeah, you see a lot of people also like as an early stage entrepreneur. So it's a good feeling to have people around you. And the third thing I would recommend is really to have a plan. Um, Research as much as possible. Research is like one of the biggest skills if you're a business owner and you're going to become a CEO. I would recommend like have your own system of research and know where to get help, because there are a lot of help online and offline. So know that you can always seek help and don't feel shy to do that, even if that means you have to reach out to a random stranger like through LinkedIn. A lot of people actually like enjoy teaching people, so it's very useful to ask, like gather as much information as possible. I think Einstein once said, if the world is going to end in 30 minutes, he will spend 29 minutes researching the solution before, and then 1 minute executing it. So the power of research. So I personally have a 6 month plan and monthly and weekly goals. I also plan my day. I plan it as detailed as I can, because that way I don't have a lot of time to worry and feel anxious about not knowing what to do next. So I will review what I've done weekly. The weekly plan can change quite a big deal because life happens and a lot of things will get into your way, and perhaps you have done some research and know what your audience like or don't like. So I'll spend that time to really like review my effort. And another good thing about like planning your day down to like what steps you should take is that it really helps me focus. I have a little bit of like ADHD problems, so I'm like also prone to worrying a lot. Knowing what my next step is really helps me focus and do not overplan. I am someone, I definitely know where my limits are, and so I just like focus on the next step and the next step and the next step. I try not to uh, look at my goals like end goal like prematurely. And I would not go each day after I finish the task and ask myself, oh, why haven't like I reached like 100 sales yet, right? I will not do that. And the last thing is that do not listen to what everyone has to say. And I think a lot of people are sometimes they are actually like really kind. They come with a good intention to give you life advices, but it's not all of them are useful, let alone some people might not have your best interests at heart. I'm not saying that everyone is like evil, but because you are on a very unique journey of your own, so you have to find your tribe. You have to find people that and willing to help and know what you're going through. Like perhaps they are in a similar life stage as you do. They are like they are maybe like one step ahead of you. Those are the people you can ask for comments, but definitely don't go around listening and taking in what everyone has to come in and say. So I learned to ask the right people for the right advice. Those are my tips. So if you find this valuable, please subscribe, like, and comment below what you're going through, and we can talk about it, and let's be friends.